these videos and stuff like that of anything, you know. So it's just interesting, but that's fine. I can fill her in.
Fantastic.
My
And
pleasure.
then we have a lot in common. I'm a coach as well. And
Yes, I think that's a, you know, that was a big part. Like when coaching first, you know, came to be, it's because there were, you know, there was a need. There was a need for people to get out of the rut, you know, to climb out of the ditch. People wanted to climb out of the ditch, but they didn't know how. So
yes, exactly. Well, thank you, Lynn.
my pleasure.
TJ,
Yeah,
introduce
hi. This
yourself.
thing on?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm actually over here in BC too. I'm in Okanagan and just getting kind of ramped up on this stuff with Life Force. So I'll be in the background for a little bit as I figure out where I can be useful. And my background's all in big tech stuff from Silicon Valley. So kind of getting to the point where I want to help impact people instead of big corporations and things like that. So still working a little bit in that industry, but trying to find time to do things that are a little more meaningful. And got a real, you'll see some posts I'm doing around energy and specifically around converting plastics, especially end of life plastics, back into biofuels and things like that. So there's a few things like that I'm looking at. Been in a few different communities over the years, so I'm taking this one a little slowly because I got burned from a few other ones. So forgive me if I'm not as transparent looking for the short term.
Yeah, you get to share whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. And TJ, we're just glad to have you here.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Problem, Yolanda, you wanted to share a little bit about?
Hi. If this is actually Yvonne, there's 4 of us here.
Oh, fantastic.
So
yeah, so there's me, I'm Yo.
yeah, so Yolande goes by Yo.
Yo.
Yeah. My husband Arnold, who's been a conspiracy theorist for a long time.
Hey, Arnold.
Hey.
Yeah. And then Susan was on the call later, but she's here now. Susan Hudson.
And we're all
They
from
can't see us.
Southern Alberta.
Fantastic. Whereabouts in Alberta?
Southern Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat. I'm in Calgary. Very
Okay.
good.
I thought you were.
Awesome. Yeah, we have been on this journey for a few years with Tank. And so just, you know, needing to find out what we can do as Canadians, really.
Excellent. Yes.
Right? And that's the whole thing. I don't know if the Republic of Canada, I know that they were talking about the assemblies being, you know, really opened up in Canada, and I didn't know if that was the way or whatever. So tonight, just to meet and greet and find out what you guys can tell us will be awesome.
I'm really interested. I'm not in the oil field business, but obviously you're in Calgary. The last year, well, actually 3-4 years have been really hard on Albertans, and my passion is actually alternative energy. So that's what I'd like to get involved in one way or another.
Nice.
Did you tell everybody over there in alternative health?
And Yvonne, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually in alternative health. So is Yo. I'm a bone practitioner, reflexologist, natural health products. So our original thing was to actually get you know, open up the healing centers and do all of that kind of thing. So still looking at that, you know, once things start working for us. So the constitutional stuff is definitely not my forte. And actually, I don't think it's any of ours here. So hopefully, you know, we can follow suit with you guys and see what we can help with.
We're all glad you're here. So thank you very much for being on the call.
Thank you for having us.
Kushri, I do believe your name is Sean, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you are right. Kushray, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm from Ontario. Hi, greetings, everyone. Welland, Ontario, to be exact. Yeah, I'm a carpenter by trade. That's what I do. I also study a lot about trust. and trust law and things I can do without a lawyer.
Excellent. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna listen in and learn. I'm really trying to wrap my head around what Kim said recently, though.
What part?
Story. Oh, just the history, the names like Marduk and all those different names.
Oh,
It's kind of ballooned into a whole research project for me now.
that's
I'm
great.
going in. I'd be happy to share it. It's quite interesting,
Mhm.
the whole story behind it. Because a lot of times when she's talking, I really don't know what she's talking about, to be honest. So I just like to go and get a little bit of background to my own research.
Sorry, Kashmir, are you referring to the 6 foot, 3 feet wide, 6 feet long chart of all the different families and government, the levels?
Yeah, the all the different ranks and the different levels and the different characters. Because I used to read a lot about the Sumerian culture before,
Right.
so I'm familiar with some of the names, but I never quite heard it put it like in the way that she puts it. And now she has someone else involved, like kind of helping with the story. So
Mhm.
very interesting. I think it's kind of necessary for us to kind of know. I'm so interested. I'm intrigued. I can't wait sometimes to hear the rest of it.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions and you don't want to, Jersey is going to share a few things. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat room. And Navid, you can share who you are.
So my background's in healthcare and interested in energy as well, and understand most of the science about of what's going on, and can see there's lots of flaws in it. So along the way, I came across this project and just really investigating it. Do have some questions if anyone here understands more about the theology, the model of theology that they have. Be curious to talk about that. And that chart that you mentioned, I'd love to see that as well. If that, I've seen it in a video, but I've never been able to actually see the actual charts. So yeah, that's a little about me, but if there's anything else I can help with, let me know.
Thank you, Navid. Yes, well, if I do find it, I will definitely let you know.
Okay.
Absolutely. Glad to have you here.
Thanks.
Jersey and we had a conversation the other day, and this is, I think it's really key for all of us to tap into the restoration plan. And so Jersey's going to share what his findings are.
We got some news. I did post 2 items today. First about the all the information about the projects, which is great information. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's all the information we need, and the other links. One document I think has 2 pages, and the other one's got over 5 or 6, something like that. So I'm just gonna work on it because these templates are kind of helpful to have. They'll give you a general idea what you need for your business. Template for your business plan, which is very helpful too. Another thing I did post to all the members when we are talking and inviting new people to be a members. I've talked to Jace. She's a life force support from the main team, and she sent me all the infos which I already posted, both of them. I'm gonna be hearing from her probably sometime soon again. Yeah, things are going and rolling faster and faster these days. Yeah, that's why when I talked to Jace, she also sent me a request, come up with a plan for Canada. The good idea would be to connect with bigger group and then get that ready and send it back. So that's the next thing to do for us. Since they know it's getting things are changing faster and faster, and we're getting closer and closer. So, they want to know what's the plan is for probably every continent and then every country. So that's what we have for now at the moment. I'm still trying to connect with farmers, which is not going very well. I was expecting that to go a lot better. I hear anything back yet. So I was just looking at a few different options yet and check and see. Karen, is there anything with the Unify the People side going on yet?
Thank you for everything you shared. That was awesome. So appreciated. So I talked to Vern yesterday. So last week I was sharing with everyone that unifythepeople.ca. I know that one of you just mentioned about Kevin and Canada. There's also the Unify the People, unifythepeople.ca, and I've been researching, of course, Christopher James, I do believe his name is, Kevin, and I'm just going with my intuition and what feels right for me. And the Unify the People, it just seems that I resonate with what they're doing. And so there's common law and there's natural law. And so Unify the People is all about natural law. And I was talking to Vern yesterday because I said to him, I said, you know, I see that you are creating, like if you go on the website, you can just click on your province and then you will receive all the information for your province and how we are creating the Constitution for Canada and then the republics of each province. And Jersey was talking to me about, with everybody on the last call in regards to the new vision for Denmark, and he shared the PDF. And so then I went through that PDF, which is really all the systems, because every country now, we need to just let go of this Luciferian corrupt system that we're in and tap into creating new systems. And so when I was on the call with Vern, I didn't even have to go into the PDF, Jersey, that you gave me from Denmark. Everything that he talked about that they are already instilling in Canada is everything that Denmark is talking about in the new vision in regards to a new foundation, which is the new constitution, a new political system, which is really no government. It's really just a common decision-making system. And then there'll be councils, the new monetary system. Apparently, he said the Alberta Bank. I'm assuming he's talking about the Alberta Treasury branch, but he said because it's an Alberta-based bank, that they're already talking about creating this new currency, and it could be what Kim is referring to in quantum. I'm not too sure. And so he was talking about that. And then there's, of course, no taxes, no personal taxes. There'll be corporate taxes, but it'll be like 20% or something. But they're just creating they're just bringing everything together. They've been doing this for 30 years. So they've been trudging through the mud and doing all that foundational work that's so necessary. And he even said to me, he said, Karen, he said, we're going to be looking for peace officers and lawyers and educators and, you know, in alternative medicine. We're going to be looking for everyone. So he gave me this big list of all the people they're going to be looking for. And so he said they're going to be eventually hiring, because we need to hire people who are resonating from a sovereign space, from integrity. And right away I said to him, I said, okay, then I know the people, Life Force Canada, here we are. And so he was very excited to hear about Life Force as well. So they're also creating a new health system, a healthcare system as well, based on the holistic human being, which is very exciting, alternative medicine. The education system, he told me, he talked about that as well. And then, of course, research and science, agriculture, and the list goes on. Having public gardens, you name it. And of course, the energy sector, because we all know, right, that our Prime Minister has talked about Agenda 2030 already. And so that's in full swing, right? So, yeah. So when he was talking about Agenda 2030, then they know that we are in urgency right now, because their whole program is to create. How many of you know about the fullness of Agenda 2030 and what they're creating?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I've listened to the last year's, I think that was November, the whole economic forum. I think that it might be a little more and more in the future, because what we have what in November. So I think that's, yeah, they're gonna try to push even more and more on us.
If I might step in a little bit.
Absolutely, Stacy. Thank you, Josie. Stacy B?
I just think we're allowing that fear to kind of cloud our critical path thinking, and rather than allowing that whole concept of Agenda 2030 and all of this other crap to even sink into our psyche, we need to start thinking towards that future that we really want to have and push all of that other stuff aside and start laying that groundwork that they can't tread on us, and stop thinking about the what could be and just make things happen.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right, and that's what Vern was talking about in regards to Unify the People. They've been planning this for 30 years in regards to the new constitution, the Republic of BC, the Republic of Alberta, and everything, because they knew this agenda was coming. And so when now we see Trudeau sharing this, right, a lot of fear is coming up to the surface for so many people. And we need to get our heads out of the sand to see what their agenda is, absolutely, and then focus on creating a beautiful future, energetically, spiritually, emotionally, all of it. And so when Vern was sharing with me is that, first of all, we need the foundation of knowing that we have a constitution and that we are the country. We are because right now Canada is a corporation, right? And so we need to remember that we are the nation, we are the country. And so it's like we do not consent to the 2030 agenda. So this is, to me, this is what Life Force is all about. We are now responsible. This is our calling to step into the new earth, to step into what reality, what future do we want to see in the present, in the here and the now. And so for any of that to take place, yes, we can stand our ground, but we need to know what that looks like in regards to I do not consent, right? I do believe that as we begin to unravel and understand what are the first steps that we need to take as sovereign human beings, I do believe that the first thing is going to be knowing that we have a banking system, as Kim was saying, that they cannot, go through the back door and take any money. Because right now there is in the banking system, it's called a force majeure, not French, but so right now, right now they have out is the debt forgiveness program. So anytime a bank or the government is the banking system right now. So anyone that's getting the CERB checks, anyone that is having their credit cards repaid, anyone that is having their mortgage paid, because that's coming down the pipe, we need to be aware of what that is, because it's called a force majeure, which is if you take money from the banks, then they will be able to do the same to you. So when all is said and done and they've paid everything off, then they can do the same, which is when this is over, the contracts reverse. So they can actually take money out of your bank account and leave you with nothing. So Vern was saying, when I was sharing this with them, is that that's what they want to do, is they want to make sure that we have a banking system in place that they can't steal our money, because that is in place right now. So we need to find these in real time, connect to what they plan to do, and turn the darkness into light. So, but we need to know what the darkness the plan is and shift it over so that we are using it for ourselves, right?
If I might say something, so this I'm gonna try to put this very simple. Bank of Canada and all the Canadian system is controlled by the Bank of International Settlements, which is controlled by the Black Sun. It's as simple as that. So Canadian banking system, it is controlled by Sun by default. So yes, when it comes to Canadian banks, yeah, they probably gonna try to do something, because Black Sun, they are running out of money. They are running out of options.
Exactly.
So we have to be prepared for that.
Stacy, did you?
Karen, yes, actually, Something that Kim had brought up a while ago as to co-ops, and this sort of goes to the food co-ops, but there's another facility that could possibly be built around co-ops, and that's just a cooperative banking system where everyone is a member. And it may be a facility whereby Kim could push money directly to the people into the co-ops, which work hand in hand with the assemblies. So it bypasses the banking system by just building those co-op repositories and having those available to the assembly people to use when needed as the treasury, locally, regionally, however she would want to set it up. But co-ops may be a place to just bypass banks altogether. Good luck taking our homes, because I think they're going to have to get by a lot of guns to get to that.
Exactly. I love your spirit. Yeah. So that's what Vern was talking about. So I'm not too sure. Alberta Treasure Bank, I don't deal with them at all. I don't know if they're a co-op or not. The credit unions, I'm not too sure, but that's what he's referring to. And they're even talking about creating their own currency right now. So I don't know what that looks like in regards to Bitcoin. I have no idea. But that's something where when you plug in to Unify the People, they have on their main page, you scroll down and there's a Zoom button, and you click on the Zoom button, and there's somebody there from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. every single day. So any questions you have about banking, about constitution, about anything in regards to what they're creating, they have answers. And so I'm continually talking to them as well and letting them know what Life Force is all about. And so we're joining forces with I am, and then Life Force, because I want everyone to know that we need. It's not. I think somebody mentioned this on the call last week, is that we don't need to recreate the wheel. So I get exactly what you're saying, Stacey. I agree 100%.
Yeah. And there's also another group called the Forum for Canadian Sovereignty. And I believe the leader of that group is Mark Friesen. He's out of Saskatoon. And he was working with a lady by the name of Odessa Orlowitz for, she's got a channel called Liberty Talk Canada.
Yes.
And they were just part of the Freedom Drive into Vancouver, I believe.
Yes.
And so I don't know if anyone's reached out to Mark, but I did and told him about Life Force. At least sent them a little email, hoping that they'll come to the table and maybe join us.
Absolutely, that would be fantastic. Kushree, yes, thankfully you're right on point in the chat. Vern was talking about they're going to be creating a Supreme Court, and yes, everyone that is accountable for crimes against humanity, treason, all of that, they are going to be taken down. Absolutely. The only thing is right now is that I don't know if anyone's familiar with Mark Christopher. I do recommend you Google him if you want to know about the quantum syntax, the languaging. So the languaging that the Luciferian, Anunnaki people kind of thing, Illuminati, Cabal, they have created our language to be what is known as Babel. So we have not. Our language speaks in past and past and future, and we need to learn how to speak in the here and the now, because it's going to be really important to know how to create contracts, how to create documents that are in the sovereign language, not in the old system language. Because if we're attempting to do the lawsuits in the old Babylonian system, we're never going to get anywhere. It's just their system, and they created it to just continue on and on and on, whereas the sovereign system is to the point. Mark Christopher is an amazing man. I've learned so much from him, and a lot that I'm learning I'm going to be teaching in my group. I have a group called Together We Rise. If you go to karenclassen.ca, which is my website, I have a group on Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock. It's donation, but what I'm doing is because even though a life force is all about the physical and what we're going to step into in regards to projects and bringing our creativity and how can we come together and create a new a fantastic country that we're proud of, I'm here teaching people how to emotionally shift, how to mentally shift up, how to spiritually shift up so that we are integrated in our spirit. Because this whole matrix we're in right now goes against the truth of who we are. So we need to unlearn, right? Unlearn everything we know and step into the knowledge that is in our DNA. And I know that all of you are, you've got so much going on in your world. There's so much to process, and I want to have these calls where they're till 8 o'clock, from 7 till 8 every Monday. If you know anyone that wants to be on Life Force, please bring your friends here to join us. And the more we expand the Canadian Assembly and have many people in it, then we can begin to diversify and create provincial assemblies as well. Of course, that's a future idea. But does anyone have any questions, anything they want to bring to the table? We've got about 15 minutes remaining.
I do.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering, so the Unify the People, so Vern is sort of their leader, so to speak, right?
No, actually, yeah, so they have many, because they've been doing this for so many years. They have, so once you join and you've done all your research and then you know about what the Republic is, you read the Constitution.
I did.
Right? So then they have people who volunteer. So they have people that for every day, 7 days a week, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., you can go on, and there might be this many people on. There might be 30, there might be 50, and there might be 2. But they're there every day for you to answer questions, for them to answer questions.
So I'll leave my question for them then.
Yeah,
excuse me. Okay.
Yeah, I highly recommend, if you have anything to do with Constitution or Republic or anything like that, they are the ones to connect with. I talk to them twice a week, so I'll be bringing what I've learned to this group as well. Like a 5-minute piece, basically. But I do recommend that you join, because then you become a sovereign member in that group as well. And then you're going to get the emails on, the walks they have, the upcoming events that they have, how I think they need 200,000 signatures for a Republic of Alberta. I'm not too sure. I don't know what the number is. But they'll let you know how far they are and what that entails, right? Because we're processing so much information right now. But it's good to get the step-by-step process that we're all going to need to take in order to bring our beautiful gifts into the new systems that we're going to be creating. Elizabeth.
So one more question. Are we going to, as Life Force Canada, are we going to form an assembly?
So this is our assembly that we're going to form. Okay. Absolutely. Yes.
So how do we kind of formalize that? Because they say there needs to be a minimum of, was it 13 members?
Yes. Yeah. So 13 committed members. Jersey, do you have information about that from what's her name? Jazz?
James.
James.
No, I don't have the strict direct information on that on assembly. It's more okay. So Pink is more towards assembly. And Jace and the team, they're more the restoration. Last time I checked, this group has 76 people.
Yes.
I'm just passing the information to the main group, to this assembly.
So I have another question.
Okay, Elizabeth, go right ahead.
If we are already an assembly, that means that we have the ability to go ahead and do what, like, for example, what the National Council of Common Law Assemblies did in September, right? They put together this new law, which basically outlaws the COVID mandates. So we have the ability to go ahead and do these right now right as we are as an assembly, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Right. So we already, just by committing, you know, and becoming a member of this light force, we can already start to draft letters and forward those to politicians. And so I guess what we need is we need like sort of like a guideline that shows us exactly what our title is. Let me just look at this document so I can see. So we kind of need like they call themselves the National Council of Common Law Assemblies, right? That would be the group that Kevin Annette, for example,
Right.
is involved with. So we have to sort of figure out what, like we need forms, I guess, really. We need a format so that so this way, when we come forward and we have concerns about what we want, the kind of changes that we want to be able to know how to proceed, right? Because we can talk all night about, you know, things we want, but unless we actually proceed and figure out how we move forward, we can actually be assigning each person to be, you know, bringing up anything that they see necessary, and then we can move forward and draft these letters and proceed. Like, we sort of need a format.
Yes. Are you familiar with Russell J. Gould or David Winham? So they, and Mark Christopher, so they talk about concept of whatever we are doing in regards to petitions and all that to the MLAs, to the system that's here, because the system that's here right now is draconian, because it is Agenda 2030. Whatever we try to do over here in their system, it's just gonna fall. It's just like Trudeau has been able to get away with so much and he's still here. It's because of all of the higher levels, right? The black sun. So there's nothing really to do in that system. So what Mark and Russell and everyone is sharing is that we need to learn a different language, the language of the sovereign. So I do believe that Christopher James talks about that. I haven't heard Kevin Annette. Oh yeah, Kevin does that too, doesn't he?
Yeah, in his book, yeah.
Yes, so that takes a while to learn that languaging, because if we go forward with documents, they won't really mean anything unless we have dotted our I's, crossed our T's, right? So that's a big area that I'm not familiar with yet. I'm learning it, but until we get to that point, I think to me right now, our goal is if everybody can start bringing more people to the Canadian Assembly. Basically everyone, we're just learning right now, right? We're learning and diving in. So whatever aspect you feel drawn to, can be the quantum syntax grammar that we need to step into to learn. It can be the energy, it can be whatever it is. So I know there's a few people on the call today that said, Arnold, you talked about alternative energy. That's fantastic, because in the Agenda 2030, there's no more oil and gas. So they're going into green energy. So this is how we use green energy for us, not against us either. So we're all prospering from it. So whatever passion you have, that's what we need to research. That's what we need to create business plans on what we want to step into and what we want to give humanity, right? Because right now it's all about selfless service and how can we give. So we just discover what's our passion. Elizabeth, I know you're talking about alternative medicine, and you're a great connector, you're a promoter, you know a lot about common law. You have so many gifts, right? So it's same as Jersey, like we're all discovering what we all are great at and what we want to stand in leadership as, right? Same as Lynn in regards to coaching. So if the moment we're committing and saying, yes, this is the gift I have that I want to offer the group, then every time that we are on this assembly call, everyone can take 5 minutes and share how far you got and where you were at, what you discovered, what you learned. So we can all define for ourselves what's part of the system: banking, energy, agriculture, healthcare, education, right? So I agree with you, Elizabeth. We need to start getting clarity.
All right, that really actually helps, because I was kind of wondering where, where we start. It seems so big. So if we just focus on how we want to be interacting, not just as an assembly, but also individually, and then we offer our support and our group as support to these other assemblies that are actually have done 20 years of work. So this is sort of how we start. We kind of start small.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of work out there being done. So then we can help to support and then become a part of that, put our weight behind that, and contribute with our own personal things. Eventually, perhaps there'll be funds to help us move forward with our plans. So now I got a little bit clearer idea now. Okay, that's helpful. Because I read the Constitution. Well, 2/3 of it. Let me tell you, it's pretty long. And I really had a lot of questions, because some of their ideas, I didn't realize they've been working on this for so many years, but they were kind of looking to, for example, they were saying they wanted to take and develop a national power grid, right? That's substantial. Connecting all regions, which will make sure the Republic of Ontario becomes self-sufficient and prosperous nation. And I was like, wow, it kind of seems like it's reinventing the wheel in that case. We have the right as citizens to make sure that the existing infrastructure is working in our benefit. I don't know if they were thinking about restarting a whole power grid. To me, that doesn't make sense. So that was one of my questions. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like we do have the right as citizens, as taxpayers, all these years, all these, relatives, whatever, to actually have benefit from existing infrastructure that's already here. We don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel, is what I was trying to get at.
I completely understand. And the amazing thing is that because we live in a Luciferian below line system, we've had to pay for energy. And the reality is we should have never had to pay for energy, right? So there is free energy generators. And I do believe right now that, and I've heard this from a lot of people, and many of the people in the call might have heard too, is that a lot of the 5G towers, so we're taking darkness to light. So in Stacey B, we're having that conversation, right? We're taking darkness to light. So 5G was meant to be of darkness and send out a low frequency to kill off humanity, basically, with the vaccination. And so what we have the power to do is transmute that and create it into free energy. So, and then it's emitting free energy out to the nation, to the world, whoever, wherever, right? And so we're just going to be transferring whatever they want to do against us. We're going to just be transforming it for us, because we should have never had to pay for energy. It is free.
Oh, I agree. So,
yeah,
but I was just questioning. So what I'll do is I'll
say
put questions toward the their site.
Yeah, and and again, Vern shared with me too that I think it's Louis Ray is the guy that created Unify the People many years ago, but there's so many different people. Elizabeth is the one that's creating all the different documents. But as information comes in, and then they are willing and open to it's an organic process. And so it's for the people. So they want to make sure that everyone that aligns with every human being, and it's just working for the betterment of our own souls. It's like when we think of Nikola Tesla, right? He said, if you want to know reality, think in energy, frequency, and vibration, right? So the more we tune in to our own soul's passion, the frequency that lights us up, because the world needs people right now that are lighting up, the more we light up and get passionate about really defining our gifts. What is it I really want to give to humanity? And then we start creating that business plan, and then we can approach again Life Force Global, the restoration program, Unify the People, because they said they're going to have jobs for people too. So I think it's very exciting, and I think we're just formulating what that looks like for all of us.
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
So there was somebody here that Kirsten, I would love for you to introduce yourself and let us know what part of the country you're in and how you found out about Life Force.
We're from Lumbee, British Columbia, so in the Okanagan. There is a group currently in Vernon with over 20 people, and they have been drafting up in common law language forms and different things like that too. So maybe we could get a hold of those and share them with you as well, so you guys can take a look at them.
That'd be awesome. Hello. Who's that?
Hi, I'm Laura.
Hello, Laura. Lovely to meet you. Is that the group that's?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Is it with Kanata, like Kevin, or is it through? Is it just the group?
No, it's a gentleman by the name of Dennis and Joshua. They have got the notices and things ready to go to our BC people. And basically this next week, we're just adding to our evidence to add to our notices.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So there's quite a long list, like the people in Vernon and the area that are on board with the common law. I think that this Life Force will be an excellent way for everybody to come together because there's so many fragmented groups.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so that's what we were interested in, because we already have enough people. We were thinking Vernon could start theirs and we could do one in our small town of Lumbee, because we do have a mayor here as well, right? So we do have that opportunity to have our own here. So her and I can kind of go on our own and get more people involved in our community and do one ourselves in our own town too. So
that
Hey,
is
Kirsten.
And Christopher James said that once we get our notice and everything ready, Dennis is gonna send everything to him. He's gonna go through everything, make sure all that our wording is proper and everything's everything's right. And before we send anything in. So Christopher's already talking to Dennis, and he's just gonna make sure everything's on point.
excellent. Yes, keep us posted.
Cool.
Let us know how that goes, because I think there's quite a few communities, what we were talking last week, that are creating their own constitution. So yeah, it's very good.
yeah,
So very exciting. Very exciting.
I think there's even been a marshal.
They found a sheriff for BC.
Sheriff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, for our area, they have he's a military gentleman, and so he's come on board and is willing to do the sheriff aspect.
Good. I know. I heard there's quite a few towns in BC. Like BC is very, they're very sort of like I find that BC is really moving forward.
Good.
Well, we're all about health and wellness out here, right? So, and plant medicine and stuff like that. Like we do our own foraging and medicine making and stuff like that. Laura owns a farm. She does her own composting. She started a co-op here, food co-op in Lumbee, which unfortunately
it's still here.
It's still here, but they changed it into more of a store as opposed to she
Farms.
wanted it to be farms, coming in and bringing their harvest and creating it that way. So that's something that we're still interested in doing. And we know quite a few farmers around here that are interested in doing that as well.
Fantastic. Jersey was contacting farmers, organic growers in Ontario, but that's what we want to do, is we want to create a list of everyone, just in case, there's any food shortages going on in the world, because I know a lot of the, farms and crops in Mexico, they were setting them on fire and everything. So it's going to be important for us to have a list of all the farmers that can supply food. So thank you.
We'll do that then. We'll compile a list.
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. So anyone too can email me at it's Karen@KarenKlassen.ca. I'll just type it in here and then you've got it. And I'm going to close out the call. I think there was Jeanette. Are you open to sharing just for a brief moment where you live, how you discovered Life Force?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Okay, hi. I'm in Calgary, Alberta. I just recently found out about Life Force. I have been watching the videos from Speak for, I don't know, maybe 2 months. Just trying to find out what's going on and how I can help. Pardon me, how I can help out.
Wonderful, Jeanette. Sorry, where are you from again?
Calgary, Alberta. Yeah.
Yay! We can have tea.
I like coffee. You like tea. That's all good.
Good, good. I'm glad you're here, Jeanette. Thank you. And Tom,
Hello, everybody.
whereabouts are you from, Tom, again?
Toronto, Ontario.
Good to have you here.
Same to meet you guys too.
Thank you. Okay, everyone, if you want to email me or send me a message on the Life Force app, that'd be great. I think our number one goal right now is to just get more people drawn into Life Force and into this assembly so that we can connect more people of like mind and just really connect to the greater good. We are a force for good, so this is very exciting. Sandra.
I was just going to say, you know, most of you seem to have listened to the call yesterday, and they ended off with a sort of a urgency about getting organized, getting them set up, yeah, I like this idea of working with people who are already, because the urgency comes because the existing system is going to fall very fast.
Yes.
I'm subject to an NDA with the work that I do with the United News Channel, but I've been privy to a couple of things that it's very interesting how quickly things change when the information gets through to Kim. She is extremely powerful, and she's definitely making waves, and the structure's going to collapse at some point, and so we have to be prepared to step in. So I guess I'm just putting out my feeling that working with the people who are already set up and ready to go to the next stage is probably beneficial. I think Elizabeth was sort of anxious to start making these, calling out the existing people the way that the New York Assembly is doing to Cuomo, right? Like they're getting ready to take some pretty big actions against him.
Yes.
So I don't know, I guess, I don't know what I'm trying to say other than it's urgent. We need to get organized and let's get going.
Yes, thank you for that. It's so true. The calling is here. We've been called to duty right now,
yes.
right? To stand for our freedom. And I think if any of you, you know, if you're on social media, I'm on Facebook and I am creating videos, I am posting, I am waking people up. And the more that we can do that too, whether it's a video, whether you're just, you know, supporting people energetically, whatever that is right now, I think we're right now in the Life Force Assembly, we're holding space. And I do believe it's all going to just fall away, and we're going to be just like, yes, I'm right here. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And instead of trying to find it, we don't need to find it. I think it's just going to come to us. And the more that we are saying yes to this is how I want to serve. So defining that. So Sandra, you've defined for yourself how you want to serve. So
Right.
you're serving with the, you know, the media and you know, producing TV films or whatever from a high frequency point of view, which is awesome. And so I would love for you, Sandra, to share eventually too the process and where you're at in that too. That'd be great for everybody to know. So. Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, community centers as operational hub, RIA clubs, absolutely. There was something, I thought there was somebody else here that had something to say before we left. Jersey, did you have anything to share?
Yes, I do. Well, just one of those things. We're talking about, you know, getting new people in and talking to people and stuff like that, which is a great thing. We should be doing this. We should be doing this as much as we can and try to get everybody together. We should explain to them what the Life Force is, what we stand for.
Absolutely.
which is very important. And people are asking sometimes, okay, well, they are the life force. Well, what is the life force? Can I get some info about life force? So when you go to the Google and you punch in life force Canada, doesn't exist. Have you tried that?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't exist. So yeah, here we are. We have Google, which everybody goes, punches in everything through Google or whatever search engine there is. But mostly Google these days, and you're looking for the information. Same thing. What I suspect. Same thing here with my information in letters. You have the growers. They can see the email. They can see Lifers Global, Lifers Canada, about the projects and this and this. And the first thing, they look at it, they open up their phone and they try to Google it, read something to get the more information, even basic website, whatever.
That's a very good idea.
Support. We started it like weeks ago, let's say, and then really people are searching for the information. Somebody here's okay, life force here. Somebody said, what is it, right? So they're trying to connect. The dots go to lifeforceglobal.cc, but there's a little different setup on lifeforceglobal.cc when you take a look at it. Because you're more towards assembly and more towards what's going on in the States actually. So yeah, so we need something.
Okay, I'll commit for next week to do some inquiries as to whether we can go ahead and set up our own Life Force Canada website. I think it doesn't need to be, as you say, it can be very simple, just a statement as to who we are. I have a daughter who's a graphic artist and does some web design. I think I could probably convince her to do a very simple writing is what I do, and I've made notes of every phone call or every call I've been on, so I can probably borrow some of Tank's verbiage that he's used to describe what life force is. So at least we'll get a statement started and we'll see where it goes from there. But great idea.
Really, Sandra, that's all it takes. That's all it takes, because people at the moment are just searching for information. Even around here, they're searching for information. They don't know what to believe, what not to believe.
Ultimately, we still want to direct them to the main Life Force app or the Speak project and things like that. But and have other links. But you're right, a capture system. Elizabeth had something to say.
Yeah, Sandra, I agree, because it's okay to have that landing page, but it should link you to the organic method that we all used to join, and everyone should that should be the impression of what Life Force is. We shouldn't recreate something else. It should be that, and then they'll see as soon as they download that app and get on that they can join Life Force Canada. I think you're absolutely correct that it should be the path, but I think Jersey's right. If people are searching and can't find anything, that's not good either. But that.
So thank you, Elizabeth. That's fantastic. Sandra, yes. Jersey, awesome point. Stacy B, yes.
Sorry, my audio might be dragging, but Sandra, maybe you can make the suggestion that to help get everyone's 30-second or less attention, that maybe they could do somewhat of a teaser commercial, then just land that on YouTube or land that on their splash page, because you're ultimately going to get about 30 seconds out of a farmer if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Because I know in Pemberton, you're barely going to get their attention to get off the tractor. So if you can get them in 30 seconds or less, anyone in 30 seconds or less, that will definitely help get our meetings bigger.
Just so I understand what you're saying, Stacy, you're saying have the website with just a 30-second video on it. That's all they have to watch then with the links.
Even a standalone teaser commercial that could go on YouTube.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did today. So I created a video and posted it up. I'm just posting it onto YouTube as soon as I'm done here. But I'm on the Life Force Canada. As soon as you go to Life Force Canada, it says invite. So I just clicked on invite, copy the link, and then I just put that onto my video in the description. And then I just said, please join me on Life Force Canada. So yeah, and I do believe you're absolutely right, Stacey. They have to have a personal invitation. So this is where right?
And sorry, no offense, Karen, but I think the draw is truly Kim. The
Yeah.
draw is Kim. And so it really should be Kim and Tank that are that teaser, even for Canada's side, for right now. And then when we get our stronger presence, then we can have, you know, our people sort of slot into that presence right now as secondary.
Yeah, I do believe so. There's a lot of people that don't know Kim, but they're only concerned about Canada right now. Like they're concerned about their family, they're concerned about, all right. So it's just drawing them in, and then once we can get them in, then absolutely, I'm sharing all Kim stuff. I've been sharing Kim stuff at different seminar. When I go to a Pollock or whatever, it's always sharing about what Kim's. Because to me, she is the one that I've been drawn to energetically because she speaks so much truth, and Tank too, absolutely.
Yes.
I think on a person, like for the people that your tribe, like if you have a tribe and people know you, they're going to trust your words. They're going to trust you, and then they're going to say, okay, well, I want you to check out this video here, right? So you're right. Kim is the draw. But if people don't know Kim, I still want people to sign up to Life Force Canada.
We already have a website going, so we could always look into getting the link posted on there too.
That would be great. I'll just say that I know Kim and Tank are extremely busy at the moment, especially with the launch of UNC. And so even to get them to do a 30-second, that might be something to look at down the road, but it's not something that's going to happen in the short term. They're just completely tied up.
I support what Karen said about Kim not being the drawing card today for Canada. I mean, certainly that's you know, that I've shared some stuff, some of the videos, and you know, the people I'm sharing them with, it's not speaking to them at all. But if we've got that one-page website, and we could each even do a 30-second commercial that we put on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, and we share that with our people, and then our people come to the site.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Wonderful, great connecting with all of you, and I love your truth, and keep sharing, you know, who you are and what your passions are. And I know there was somebody mentioned about where do I find the Constitution. Unifythepeople.ca, they have the Constitution right there in PDF form. You can go there.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. And yeah, I'll see you all next Monday evening, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bring your friends.
One more question, Karen. I see you're recording this.
Yes.
Are we able to listen to the recording later?
Yes, I forgot to record my call last week, so I remember to record it today. So it does take me about 5 hours or so to upload onto YouTube or BitChute. So as soon as it's uploaded, I'm gonna be posting it on the Life Force wall.
Super.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just because I would like to listen to stuff again.
Yes.
You know, because I've heard so many wonderful things here, that this one makes me think of this person and this one makes me think of this one. So if I can take those nuggets and share that with them to get them to come to next week's call.
So how do we find the link
Muchas
next
gracias.
week? Because we had a hard time getting in. I was a little bit late because we couldn't find the link for the meeting tonight.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, I do believe, the same link from now on. I did post it again today, but what I'll do from now on is I will post it in the afternoon on the Monday. That way it doesn't get lost you know, in the shuffle. So I'll make sure that I post it maybe by 3 p.m. or something so that it's there. But it will be the same link because I've created it to be a recurring event every Monday. So you can copy it from there and then just maybe put it onto a sticky on your laptop or whatever. But yeah, good question.
I also imported it into my calendar, so it comes
Yeah.
up with a reminder and it's right there available to me. So
Likewise, yeah, and I just click the link. Yeah.
Yeah, smart, excellent. Anybody else have a question?
Yeah, Cecile Petra here. I'm so sorry. I'm brand new. I got in late because I had trouble finding the link, and I'm actually quite confused between what's on my phone and what's on my computer and LifeForce Global and LifeForce Canada. I find the whole all the platforms really, really hard to navigate, and I was wondering if someone could give me a tutorial.
So what is your name?
It's Cecile Petra.
Cecile, if
I was
you
just
Cecile, what is your email address?
Cecile.Petra, Petra, at protonmail.com.
Okay, I will send you an email tomorrow, and I'll also send you a link to this call so that you can listen, you know, this week in regards to what we all shared, and then yeah, we'll be good to go to have you on next Monday.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions, for your sharing. I so appreciate you, and love to all of you.
love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Karen.
Good night.
Night,
Good
everyone.
night.